holes.
Love
Slept
that.
in till 7 o'clock, thought I died. Here we are. I
Wow.
know. I've been trying to do that on rest days to like actually force myself to sleep in a little bit, and then I don't feel as like discombobulated with the fact that I have a little extra time because I'm not training.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's so
sleep's good.
nice.
Sleep's good for you.
Mm.
Mhm. I
Yeah,
do like sleep.
I have Austin taking over my training, so I'm back to 4 days, which is really nice. So I have that extra rest
Mm.
day. And y'all, I've been reading like fiction books, and I'm like, wow, I'm actually enjoying this. I'm enjoying like just like not being in the gym and just chilling because then on the days that I do train, I feel like I can like bring it on.
I saw your post yesterday. I was laughing to myself when you were like, Eric's finished his one book. I finished three, but it's not a competition. Like, you bitch.
I was like, it's not a competition, but it
But
is.
it
It
is.
is. Everything is with Ash. I
That's
mean,
right.
fuck, last
That's right.
week you
Did
made
y'all see what
honey
I
buns.
posted today?
What?
It was like a happy National Girlfriend's Day for all the guys under 200, and I tagged Eric.
Why are you so mean to him?
Bitch, I sent you that picture and you're like, wow, Eric's looking more white than usual.
Okay, he was. That was a fact. That wasn't me bashing him.
That's true. Yeah,
He was
Laura,
very white.
it was a picture of Eric and fucking Lee Haney in 2019 at the Arnold when Lee Haney was like doing like just like meet and greet or whatever. And Eric, bless his heart, like Lee Haney, I mean, he looks like someone's grandpa, like he's no longer jacked or big. He looks healthy. But Eric, like in his 160-pound glory, it's like him with Lee Haney. And Eric's like this, like trying to puff out his chest like a fucking peacock. We're gonna have to post the photo, and it makes like, wow, Eric's looking more white than usual.
I mean, it doesn't help that he was next to a black guy, but like the fact that he was standing like that, I'm like,
Oh man.
that was funny.
Oh, bless his heart. Bless his heart.
Like judging me. Just like,
Oh, bless him. Bless him. But did we get an update on Will liking banana runs? Yes or
he
no?
does. I think he likes them, yes. But he agrees with me on honey buns. I didn't ask him, but like
That's fine.
he would have to agree with me there.
That's
I,
fine. We'll give him that.
I
Yeah.
had a friend message me saying they were very distraught with the fact that Funny Bones was not included. I had no idea what a funny bone was. Do you?
No, I have to look it up now.
It is a frosted peanut buttercream filled devil's food cake.
I have never
That
heard
a
of that.
is that
That
a
sounds made
I
up.
had never heard of it either.
That
is
sounds
that a
made up.
little Debbie thing?
No, actually, it's his own thing. They look good. They're chocolate with peanut butter cream filling, which sounds delicious. But I don't
What
really,
brand is
They're
it?
made by Drake's. Who the fuck is
yeah,
Drake's?
I don't know.
Nah,
I have never heard of this. Where are
that
they
looks like a
from?
turd.
They're
It
from,
literally does.
I feel better that you guys have never heard of it either, because I was like, you're gonna be mad at me, but I don't know what the fuck you're talking
I don't even know what the fuck a
about.
Drake company is.
Nah,
Drake's products. Let me see if I recognize this seems like a honky donk. Dude, this seems like some like
like
devil
Aldi.
dogs, ring dings, yodels, coffee, whoever fucking
Those
suggested
are yeah.
this, they gotta be like from a trailer
They're
park. Like this is
no,
some like
they're
white trash bullshit. Devil dogs.
Jeez. I wasn't gonna go that far. I
I'm
was gonna
gonna tell
say
them.
But
like
look at no, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen and they look like white trash versions of Bill Debbie's. Devil dogs, funny bones,
Yankee
coffee cakes,
Doodle.
Yankee doodles. Like, come
Yeah,
on.
you're right. It kind of looks like a bootleg
It
version.
literally does. Okay. Ring dings.
Yeah. It
Ring
looks like you
dings.
got them at Aldi, like the Aldi brand. You know how they flip them?
Oh, Aldi is the worst for, I mean, I get it's like price savvy for maybe like a college student or something like that,
I
but
lived off Aldi
it
in
looks like
college.
the store itself just threw up.
Yeah,
Like
but like Millville actually
cringe.
isn't like a bad brand because that's the Aldi brand. Millville ain't bad.
I just
No,
felt like everything is everywhere. I've only been in there once.
I love Aldi.
Yeah, Aldi's pretty good. Like I
I
lived up
like
there in college.
the little aisle with like just the random home stuff.
Hmm.
So funny. Will and I were in Pennsylvania, and we got there, we drove through the night. We got there and we couldn't get into our hotel until 3 p.m. They wouldn't even give us early check-in. And we were like, we feel disgusting. We want to shower. So we went to an LA Fitness to shower. But then we were like, we don't have any towels. We have nothing. So we went to Aldi, got some food, and we were looking for towels and we couldn't find towels. So we found those, the little bathrobe like dresses that you like Velcro over.
Yeah.
Super cute for girls. Well, I got one and he got one. So he had I have
Who's
a
ghetto
video.
now?
It's so funny. I have a video on my phone. I really want to freaking post it, but I can't because he flashes me at the end with his butt. But he's like wearing this little like checkered printed like towel dress. He's
I
gonna
love
hate me.
that.
He listens to this podcast.
They
I
Love you.
will.
will.
Sorry. But that's our only option. So Aldi pulled through.
Yeah.
We
Aldi
secretly
has the best like salted almonds. They're just like crack. And also their rice cakes are like the cheapest around because fucking
discussed.
Quaker rice cakes are like, I swear to God, like $5 a bag now. And
But
I'm
they're
like,
good. The Aldi ones are trash.
they're
The
not like,
Wonberg ones are like you're eating a rock.
I mean, I don't
Quakers are
mind them
like,
because the price, it makes sense to me, but I'm not like spending $5 on fucking air.
I gave up rice cakes.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
like the plain ones enough to eat them, and the caramel ones I can't be trusted with. So
Mm.
we're
I
all
like
done.
white cheddar. White cheddar's good too.
The
I just like
popcorn
them
ones are
plain. I like them plain, fam.
I do too. I like them plain too.
I did
But
try the Megan Santa Barbara like last off season during my growth phase. We had
mm,
rice cakes and sweet potato,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
little
Carbs
carb
on
dippers.
carbs. It's good.
It is really
And
good.
it makes you feel like you're eating more sweet potatoes and stuff because I
It
don't
just
know.
like it doesn't sound good, but it's really good. Like
It's
it's
good.
just like it's like a little carb vessel. Like choo choo.
Exactly.
Do you ever mix rice and potatoes? I like doing that.
That's what we just said.
Right? No, like rice, like
I
jasmine
mean, I
rice.
know what we just said. But like, no, I have
Or is
not.
like, do you ever do rice and potatoes? And Meg's like,
We just said that. But
No,
oh
first of
my
all,
god.
no,
not sweet potatoes, the little ones.
I
And
Oh,
have
little
to cut
creamers?
down
No, I've never
volume.
done that.
To cut down volume of your rice, it does
fuck
help.
you guys, I'm going home.
I'm agreeing with you now. God.
No, I don't think I've ever done potatoes and rice, just shits and kicks. Like if I would, it would be separate. So I would do like maybe if I had like cream of rice and then I had like breakfast potatoes, I probably would do that, but I've never done like potatoes and rice in the same bowl.
I actually like potatoes better than rice, but too much potatoes, too much fiber, fucks up your stomach.
What's your favorite type of potato?
The red ones. Or
Mm.
I like the Japanese sweet potatoes too.
Are those the purple
Really
ones?
sweeter.
The outside is like reddish and the inside is white.
Thought it was
Oh,
purple.
I don't think I've ever had it.
They're so good. They're like almost like nut, like kind of nutty tasting, but
Mhm.
they're not sweet like sweet potatoes are.
Nice.
Worth finding.
Not a potato person. I ate sweet potatoes the other day and they're good, but like, meh.
hmm Yeah. I go back and forth. It's like sometimes I'm feeling potatoes and sometimes I'm mostly just rice because like I like really, really salty rice, like to the point where it's like you probably have an adrenal issue, even though I don't.
I
But
do.
like every once in a while I'll get hankering for some taters and I'm like, let's go.
You just said a hankering.
A hankering for some taters. Yes, I am from the Midwest. Leave me alone.
God damn. Okay.
God damn. God damn.
Well, oh, since you said adrenals, I picked up my coffee. I'm officially off the crack. AKA the the pre-workouts. No, not pre-workout, energy drinks. So my
Oh,
first
look
week,
at
no energy
you.
drinks.
How long is
Yeah,
this supposed to last?
I don't know. I'm just gonna do coffee and pre-workout on my training days, and
Mhm.
on my rest days, just coffee.
Is it just to save money or just to cut down on being
Cut down on caffeine, dude. Like I was drinking them and I wouldn't feel a thing. So I'm like, okay, instead of going cold turkey, no caffeine, I'm just gonna
Mhm. That's
kind
smart.
of, yeah. So I think
RTD.
it's going well. I have more energy throughout the day actually already.
hmm
Hmm.
Love
I don't
that.
even miss them. Yeah. I
I
think it
love-
was that road trip because we literally like banged at least like six at least going up there. So, but
Yeah,
I had
I'm
no
under
reason to do
the
that. I was
assumption,
laughing.
and not the assumption, but like when you're traveling, caffeine doesn't count. Like caffeine milligrams, they don't count. Like you could have 3 grams of caffeine and it just doesn't count because you're
Yeah.
traveling and you want to be
Yeah.
safe.
Exactly. Just like birthday calories doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
Agree with that. It's my birthday month. Thank you.
Yeah,
Happy birthday, man.
Thanks.
happy
August
birthday.
1st, 25 more days. So excited.
I love that
Did
for you.
you ever figure out your ticket scenario for your rave?
No, no, I still can't fucking go. It's fine.
All right, whoever's listening out there that has tickets, it's Megan's birthday month. You need to
Yeah,
hand them over.
yeah. I'm not going on a Thursday because I'm an adult and I work on Friday. So because the Thursday tickets are still available, but the Friday show sold out like that.
Come on.
So if you have any Tape B tickets, four of them to be exact, for my friends and myself, I will take them only for a good rate. I'm not paying like $2,000.
I say you go on Thursday and just slam some energy drinks for one last hurrah and get through Friday. You'll be fine.
I'm with Laura. I'm with Laura.
Okay, well, okay. I have a job as well, like a real job, but Will has a realer job where he has to wake up at 5:30 and we would be getting in the door at like 4. So I
Mm,
don't think he would appreciate it. But
damn.
yeah, we'll see. We'll figure something out. We're gonna see Subtronics on September 1st. So it's after my birthday, but that's okay. Yeah. Headbanging rat. I almost called you Rash.
Rash. Dude, okay, this bring up a story. So one time I got poison ivy really, really bad. And for those of you that don't, I'm very, very allergic to poison ivy and bee stings, like to the point where I need to like get a shot in the hiney. And it was like all over my body to the point where I went to the hospital and they actually gave me oxy to like just like calm my it was that bad. And they were just like, hey, we don't know what this is, but here, have some oxy. And so my father-in-law started calling me Rashly because it was like all over it. And I was like, he done got me. He done got old Rash.
Dang.
I
No
know.
wonder you were so scared of the bees in your house. You could
Yeah.
have died.
Bees and poison ivy just takes a bitch out.
Fresh grass and walnuts, apparently, for me.
Fresh fresh grass or like the little like buggies in them. Because like even if I like sit down in grass, like sometimes you get like a
Nah, freshly cut grass if I roll down the hill. Yeah. Haven't done that in a while, but I'm just saying that's how I found out that I'm
If I
allergic.
did.
I just
I
imagine
had
you're like
I had bumps
200
everywhere.
pound ass just tumbling down.
All I got is cantaloupe, which is so
That's
random.
a
That's so
very
lame. That is so lame,
uh,
Laura. Get better.
I
no.
know. Shit makes me go like,
Can't
yes,
even
why?
eat a fruit salad.
I can't. You're right.
Wow.
That's
So,
tragic. That's tragic. What's everyone's week going well?
yeah, yeah.
Seems kind of hesitant.
No, it is. It is good. I had a good check-in with the El Cocho today. He like shared my progress from 8 weeks ago when we started dieting to
Hmm.
now. And like looking at my weight, like I'm only 8 pounds down, which I mean it's good for,
Hmm.
8 weeks. But dude, my glute, I did lose size in my glute because obviously I lost some fat, but in 8 weeks my glutes got striated. And I'm
Your
just like,
tie-ins are like,
I'll send you this transformation. This
mhm.
send it to me, and I was like, okay, so I still have more building to do of the gluteuses. Got
Yeah,
it. But yeah, that was crazy to see. Let me send them to the grupo. But
please do.
How long are you guys planning to, or is it just kind of seeing how it goes for
yeah,
dieting?
just seeing. Probably I could see him probably capping it around like 12 weeks though, just
Hmm.
because we know I need to still grow my glutes.
I think that's a
But yeah,
decent timeline for a
probably
mini
yeah.
cut.
Yeah, we probably won't be pushing drugs though. So he's like, he was thinking about it, but then looking at these photos, he was like, I really don't see a need to add in drugs. And I'm like,
Hmm.
that's a shame, but okay. That's fine.
I mean, your body grows so well. I can definitely understand not wanting to push it
Yeah,
because like your upper body, like
it
it
grew.
grows with it, and you don't even really touch upper body.
I'm gonna have to just cut it out completely because looking at these photos, I was like expecting to see a little bit of drop off in
No,
my
it
upper.
almost got like it got harder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, you bitch.
So I'm like, okay, cool. But yeah, if you look at my side pose, you can see my glutes just got striated. And I'm just
Hmm.
like, oh, okay.
Saw that on your story.
That's unreal.
No,
It was the
I
first
just
thing I
sent
saw.
it to
Oh,
the
I saw you.
yeah.
You posted one on your story. My first thoughts were, "Holy fuck! I can see like feather
Oh
glue."
yeah.
Yeah.
fucking crazy. I did hip thrusts yesterday and recorded them. I'm gonna post those to my page. At the top of each rep, I just have like the under cheek striations, and I'm like, I feel like some like old like bodybuilder with like the wrinkly ass. I'm just like, I have this like little walnut shell ass.
I know you never do it, but I honestly love the white suit on you.
I do too. I really do.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that mellow tan comes in clutch, and then your hair, like
I
even if
think
it
yeah.
that
was
would look
lighter.
so good because nobody does that.
Mhm.
It looks fucking awesome.
Well, just get it from Shein. I Will actually gave me a good idea because obviously I have my red suit from Anne that she made for me to
Mhm.
wear, and I will still wear it for a pro show, but he thinks I should probably go for more blue or a green suit. So I was gonna buy off of Shein like a blue or a green bikini just to
Mm.
like see what it would look like. I
Like
did
an
green.
emerald green.
Yeah, yeah,
I could see that because you
What
look
I
good in gem tones. So honestly, you could do whatever.
what
yeah,
I ran into, because like I feel like we have similar hair color and whatever, and everyone's tan is the same. And I
yeah.
had the bright red suit the last time, and it was just a lot with the bright red suit and bright hair and like on stage with the lights above you, it just makes everything look washed out.
Mhm.
Yeah, and Cameron likes the red suit. He said usually I don't, and this one's fine. You look good. And like looking at my tan, obviously when I'm stage tan, I'm gonna be tanner, but I'm pretty tan as is, so you can get a good idea at least. But I do think like an emeraldy deep green would be pretty.
I
So
really do think emerald would look good on you.
yeah. And
Hmm.
I mean I plan on doing more than just one show next year, so I can always try
Yeah.
two suits,
Hmm.
you know.
Well, is your suit they sponsor you, so they make you suit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You say to them, hey, like I kind of want to try a different color, or how does
Yeah.
that work?
Yeah. I'll probably just reach out to her and say that. And obviously, I'm still going to wear the red, but yeah, we'll see.
Hmm.
A day show and a night show too, so like,
That's true. That's true. That's
Hmm.
true.
I see a lot of pros do that actually. Like also get feedback as to what is liked better on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I would have two stage shots at one show. So
There you
that's,
go. There you
yeah.
Just gave me an excuse to buy another suit. But
Yeah. Honestly.
go. Hmm.
Wow. But yeah.
So, Laura, is anything new with you?
my client Rachel competes a week from Saturday, which is like my first client that I've had from like start to finish.
Hmm.
You know, that like we worked together for a year before and then went into prep and like this is like my baby that I kind of watered and watched it grow, which is awesome. I definitely feel even just from we were initially not even going to do this prep, but because I had told her I like wanted her to do a decent dieting phase and then reverse and continue building because I know that she's still under muscled, but it was kind of one of those she's never competed before. So
Yeah.
like get your feet wet, see if you like it to this extent for all of the things that, you know, are required of being a
Mhm.
serious competitor. And she is just like checked every box with
Hmm.
every aspect of handling this so well. And she's great. I mean, she's really low food.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's required. And we're still not quite where I'd like to be, but I think part of it also is just the fact that we don't have quite enough muscle to have the look that we need. And it's a learning experience. She'll crush it. She has great presentation, and then we'll get back to the drawing board. Initially,
Hmm.
we were going to do a couple shows, and honestly, I think I'd rather her just do one.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
waste the
Don't
money to
waste
do
it.
multiple when we already know what we know, and
Mhm.
less time on her body to be stressed.
Hmm.
Is that the wellness girl?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a good point that you made, and I'm glad that she also agrees and understands that she's under muscled
Yeah.
because I think people don't realize like yes, I'm just taking myself as an example. I'm currently cutting on quite a bit of food. But like it feels like I'm hungry finally, but like I can drop down and change my body comp quite significantly even with a lot of food. But when you're under muscled, you do have to push to pretty much extremes. But
Yep.
um even me to get into stage conditioning, I'm gonna have to pull my food down crazy. But like,
Hmm.
you know, I think it's a good point to make. If you don't have a lot of muscle on your frame, you're not gonna be 100% stage conditioned, probably.
Exactly.
You know, so
It's
that's
been
good.
it's been a good learning experience for me
Yeah,
too, from a coaching
yeah,
stance, because I haven't put a ton of athletes on stage, and honestly, I haven't really, other than Ryan, put anyone on stage that did the work required
Yeah.
to be conditioned to get on stage.
Yeah.
And for me, I mean, I prep myself for a lot of shows, and I can say like I'm kind of you're probably similar, but like kind of an anomaly from what's the norm. Like I think the lowest my calories have ever been was like 1400 to
Mm-hmm.
get stage lean, and like that is not
Mm-mm.
typical. And from a coaching stance, I had to kind of push myself to be like, this is okay, you know how to get her out of it, to push her to levels that I wasn't entirely comfortable with either.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually starting to be much more aggressive with my females when it comes to even mini cuts, because I have a lot of athletes that are first timers. And I'm like, listen, we'll do like pushing hard for 3, 4 weeks and then do like a diet break. But like, if you want to step on stage, you need to know what hunger feels like. You need to know what it's like to be low calories, because like, I'll be real with them. I'm like, you're not like a genetic monster. Like, you're someone that, if you have a free meal, it sticks. And that's just kind of like the luck of the draw. So it's like, if you want to see what it's like to be hungry, then we're gonna like push, and then we'll pull back, and then we'll push again. So it's something where it's like, you won't know if you have that mental resiliency until you're in it. And I think it's a really good idea to have like a good chunk of off season with your coach to learn how your body responds to pushing up calories and seeing how high food you can get in a good metabolic spot and good body fat, but then also like push your first diet fairly hard. I'm not saying you need to get striations and go like that beyond, but push the diet hard enough where mentally you have to like get that level of resiliency, because contest prep is way beyond just like a lifestyle diet. Like it really is. And so just like testing the waters to see if you can even handle it. And if you can't, then as much as it sounds mean, bodybuilding might not be for you, because
Mm-hmm.
like it is not for everyone. Like not everyone can handle it. People have eating disorder, people have like control issues with food or exercise, and a lot of the times like bodybuilding will expose that and exacerbate those underlying issues. And as much as we want the best for people, like we still need to have high tier caliber athletes, because bodybuilding is a high tier caliber athlete sport, and it's not something that we want to see watered down.
Yeah. That's true. And we don't.
I
But
think also getting to a point you're comfortable communicating with your coach is really, really important for prep, because it's not going to be just the biofeedback on paper that matters as far as like what your weight is or what you look like. There's also other factors that are taken into it, like how do you feel? How are your bathroom, bowel movements, all that.
Mhm.
So like knowing when to push, when to pull, it's not just exactly what the physique looks like too.
Mhm.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I've noticed too, and like you said, like even like not really my lifestyle people, but people who do have future plans of competing in the off season. If we do a mini cut or a cleanup phase, I will make bigger pools initially right off the
Mhm.
bat, because one, they've probably reversed their food up high enough that we can, you know, do those big pools. Like initially, I've pulled 50, 60 grams of carbs right away from somebody's food.
Mhm.
And that's probably what they need to actually make a little bit of a push in the right direction. Like if I was to drop some of these carbs who had like, let's say 350 grams of carbs, if I only pulled down like 15, 20 at a time, what is that really doing? You know? So don't be scared to actually cut your client's food down
Mhm.
like pretty intensely. Like I know Cameron pulled mine like 50, 60 carb right off the bat, and we just held there for a couple weeks, let my body kind of acclimate to it, and then we adjust accordingly. But I
Mhm.
feel like when you make those small incremental changes, then the progress is very small, and
It
it's probably
almost does nothing.
yeah, it pretty doesn't do anything. But you also have to know the athlete too. If you pull 50, 60 grams of carbs and they freak out and they're like initially super, super hungry, because I was like for the first 4 or 5 days, and then it kind of regulated, you know. But is your athlete going to see that hunger and be like, oh, like let's keep going? Or are they going to be like, fuck this shit? Like I'm gonna eat off plan and then pretty much undo what you just did. So
Mhm.
you have to also know the athlete too.
Yeah. I do like, oh, Delora, did you say something? I was gonna say I do like the initial bigger pulls, and sometimes like, even after a week or two, you might not see anything. But what you have to understand is like the initial starting point of creating that deficit. If you actually look at what happens in thyroid labs, there's actually a big push from taking T3 to reverse T3. So you do have to be a little patient in some athletes, because that conversion gets kind of elevated before it trickles back down and your body adjusts. because you're right. Like sometimes initially there is like such a big pull, and Austin does something similar. And I also do similar things of like pulling back carbs and then maybe a little bit of fat here and there. But like your body does adapt, right? It does adjust and regulate to those, those initial adjustments. And sometimes you big do those big pulls and it might not even be enough to like get them fully like in a deficit where we start seeing like scale changes. But at the same time, the scale is just one metric, right? So we might not be seeing scale changes, but if we see inches or we see better photos or whatever, you could be kind of in that like recomp phase that a lot of people hold in such high regard. And that might be well and fine if you're just kind of like wanting to pull back on food for digestion purposes and maybe tightening up a little bit. But I think if you're in more of like a, oh no, we need to like pull body fat off now, or we're in a contest prep scenario, it's one of those things we can't always add more time, but we can always add back more food. And I think that's a really important like rule of thumb to go by when it comes to either, coaching athletes or if you're coaching yourself as an athlete.
Yeah, I agree. And there is a difference when looking at the scale. And I try to stress this to my athletes, like, fuck the scale. It is just one metric. And I get caught up in it too. My body weight doesn't change that much. Mine fluctuates all the time. Finally, it's stabilizing at like
Mhm.
199, 200. But like that took me forever to get there. I felt like in this dieting phase. But I always say, there's a difference between losing body fat and losing body weight because your water retention that you hold just from like stress or inflammation from training, that can shoot up your body weight quite significantly. It doesn't mean that you're adding on fat overnight, but also when you drop initially like 2, 3 pounds in a deficit, that doesn't mean it's body fat.
Usually
So
isn't.
there's a
Usually it's a
difference.
good poop.
Yeah, it's poop or water. So, you know, I, dude, I hate the scale, but I need to see the scale
Mhm,
to use it as like a variable, but I don't want them to get hung up on it either.
mhm. Yeah. I think it's like a good educational piece where it's like, I mean, doing the thing where it's you step on the scale after you pee or poop, right? And you see that number. Then like teaching them, okay, well, I want you to go to the kitchen, grab a glass of water, step back on the scale. And let's say you gain a pound. Oh my God, is it fat? No, dummy, you're holding a glass of water. It's literally water weight. So it's like getting like it sounds silly to us being like, oh yeah, like it's of course it's water weight because I'm holding the water. But what's the difference between you holding a cup of water and then drinking it and then putting the glass down and stepping back on the scale? Nothing. The water, it goes from outside in a cup to now inside you, but it's still like the same 1 pound. So that's something where it's like your body weight, your mass, like if we want to look at like the like chemistry, physical compartment, like it's just what you exert on this earth. That's
Yeah,
all it is.
or
It's fat,
gravity.
it's
Gravity is,
muscle, it's poo-poo, it's
yep.
water, it's hair, skin, nails, like all this shit, and at the end of the day, like it's I know the movement of fuck the scale, and it is fuck the scale when it's your self-worth. Absolutely fuck the
Mhm.
scale. But from a coaching standpoint, like it can be a valuable tool to
Mhm.
just see like, hey, are we in maintenance? Are we in a deficit? Are we in a surplus? Like what's going on with your body? And I think that was like for me, the biggest breaking point of being a better athlete is just stepping on the scale and knowing that it could be up, it could be down, it could stay the same, but one single data point doesn't mean anything. We need to look at trends and we need other pieces of the puzzle to see what exactly is going on with my body so we can adapt my programming to whatever it is the goal is, whether it's a cleanup phase, a massing phase, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. And, I think this goes for lifestyle and competitors, but again, not getting tied up on how much body weight you're going to lose in a prep or in a diet is important too, because I was just discussing this with Cameron today, like going over what my previous stage weight was, which was like 170, 173. And he even agreed to me. He's like, dude, you might step on stage at like 185, like shredded to the bone. So, and I'll be next to girls who are like 130, 140 pounds. So like that freaks me out personally. But you can't go off of like your previous stage weight either. If you did the job and put on muscle. That's so silly to expect yourself to be that same size again. You don't want
If I
to.
might be though, I could be 118
Closer.
on,
But a better body
but
composition,
100%,
more
right?
muscle, not,
Like
yeah,
better muscle, better shape. And
yeah,
so like it's something where it's like, I'm like 1/3. Guys, Austin's given me 2 food bumps today, or not today, Jesus, in the past 2 weeks, and my body weight goes. I'm like, great. But anyway, it's one of those things where it's like, honestly, realistically looking at my body fat, probably 10 to 15 pounds above a stage weight, which would put me at my original stage weight. But like Meg was saying, it's
totally
going to be
different.
like a totally different body composition. And so
Yeah.
I think it is impressive when people do lose an exorbitant amount of weight. Like you'll see coaches being like, oh, 50-pound transformation. That's cool and impressive. Sandy doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Tyler doesn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't go chasing numbers, chase the physique when it comes to a contest prep.
And then it's always dependent on the person. I mean, I'm not but afraid to share like my prep. I lost 5 pounds, my entire prep.
Yeah.
Laura's like, I took
But
a fat shit and stepped on stage.
No,
you know,
but seriously.
I was natural before. I didn't start enhancements until I was on prep, and
Mhm.
my recomp was
Yep.
ridiculous. And I lost from a scale portion perspective 5 pounds,
Yep.
and I
Same.
was I was too fucking lean by a long shot.
Well, my client Allie, like she was getting hung up on the scale. She's like, I'm not dropping. And like I never thought like, oh, she's not following anything and that's why the scale's not moving. We added in enhancements. So yeah, her body weight's probably not going to change a lot. But if we do compare her photos from, week one to now, her body composition has changed. So again, can't go off the scale. Like I've seen some crazy, she actually sent me Carrie Sexton,
Yep.
IFBB Pro. She's in the UK.
Yep.
She posted a gnarly transformation from earlier this year to now, same exact body weight, but she's fucking shredded now. So it's like,
She was having a lot
you
of
know,
hormonal issues too, so that could be part of it too. Once you get like your hormones in check and all that.
yeah, yeah, yep,
Dude, yeah,
that.
drugs are another thing. Like they just add another variable to everything else when it comes to food, cardio,
Mhm.
water, sodium, all of that stuff too. And that's something where it's like, I think if you are an enhanced athlete or working with enhanced athletes, unless you've had like enough time with them where you really do know their body and how they respond to drugs and food and stuff like that, I think it's really valuable to make one change at a time. And like you add in, like you first set up, like let's say we're starting up a growth phase. It's like, okay, well, let's say we're already running growth hormone because that's something that I don't mind running year round because it's just so applicable in fat loss or growth phases.
Mhm.
But let's say we just introduce a surplus. So we're just seeing a steady climb, maybe like 0.25%, maybe 0.5% initially with just food. And we're seeing good like gym progress. We're seeing like, yes, some fuller muscles and like slower muscle growth, but then we add in the androgens. But if we add in enough food, maybe, and then more GH and then more androgens, and then we have like, 5, 6 pound gain in a week, like, yeah, okay, we know why, but like that might fucking send your athlete. And then also it's like, well, as a coach, it's like, well, how much of it is just a surplus? How much of it is like nitrogen retention from the drugs? How much of it is water retention from the growth hormone or the insulin? So it's like, I think one big change as you're setting up a growth, as you're ramping up the growth phase, is not only beneficial from a coaching standpoint, from an athlete standpoint of buy-in, and then also you can prolong it too, especially if you like do food first, then GH and insulin while you're doing like maybe a baseline TRT. And then for the female, adding in like the extra androgens. And then instead of doing like, 10 to 12 weeks of growing, well, you can just have a 10 to 12 week of just pure androgens, but maybe having a 16 to 20 week entire growth phase. Like you're going to get more progress that way.
Yeah, I agree. When there's too many freaking variables, you don't know
One thing at a time.
what's going on.
You're like, oh,
That's
like,
also
nope.
why, yeah, it's the same reason, well, kind of same reason why I don't like if it fits your macros bullshit. If you have, a select food list of fucking 50 items a week compared to maybe a more not restrictive, but just, maybe like a good 10 to 15 foods that you're alternating between each week, that's going to be easier to pinpoint, what's causing you digestive issues,
Mm-hmm.
what's causing more water retention, bloating, whatever it may be. But like people with if it fits your macros having fucking, like 50 different foods a week, it's like, damn.
When we
No,
were
it's
first
just so
talking,
expensive too.
Yeah, dude, fuck shit.
Sorry, Laura, I didn't mean to trump over you.
when we were first talking about like topics and whatnot for today, that was actually one that I was sort of thinking to bring up because I've seen it lately with my athletes. I'm sure you guys do too, is just decision making for the types of food you're choosing, whether you're in a competition prep or an off season, to not only just be like palatable, but to also be beneficial to digestive health, performance, all of those types of things, and like having a strategic plan for all of that. I kind of learned my own lesson by this of a client that I currently have in prep who is very good with, she knows how to track macros, food selection, all of that. And we went pretty steep with her initial deficit. And I said, put together a meal plan, show it to me. And she did. And she came to me and she's like, I've been following this since yesterday. She sent it to me the day after. And she's like, I'm really freaking hungry. Well, no kidding. You're really hungry. You're doing almost all of your fat sources coming from eggs and all of your protein coming from protein powder. So like the most satiating macronutrient is protein, and you're doing no like solid source of it. You know what I'm saying? So if she was doing something more like chicken and beef and whatever and spacing it throughout her day, her satiation would have been significantly better. So that's when I kind of realized, you know what, I'm taking this over, even though you know how, now it's my turn.
Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. And like that's why initially when people come to me and they're like, "Oh, I'm eating like 2,000 whatever the fuck calories," and they do track their food and they are, but then I switch them to like 95% whole foods, they're like, I am so full. But it's the same amount of calories, or it maybe even lower. But it's because these whole foods actually like sit and digest appropriately instead of processed shit that's just like literally just going through us.
Mhm.
But you can also run into the opposite end. Like
Mhm.
myself right now, my calories are really high. And 2 out of my 5 protein sources are the Truvani vegan protein, just because it's like made out of 5 ingredients. It's really
Mhm.
easy to digest and it doesn't take as much volume up in my stomach as
Yeah,
eating
that's
whole food.
true.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the situation.
Mhm.
I think for contest prep, especially if you're natural, this really only does pertain to natural, because if you're an enhanced athlete using TRT and then the last like 6 to 8 weeks, like actually running like with higher androgens, we're not worried about sex hormone production at that point because you're using drugs. But if you're a natural athlete, like utilizing more saturated fats from animal sources, that is a better cholesterol source to not only, yes, keep you full and satiated, but also for hormone production. Which, I mean, at some point, if you have to do like trace fats and trace carbs, I mean, there's nothing that's really going to save you. Like, it's fucking sorry. But, using things like red meat, using things like chicken thighs, using things like eggs, like those fats, salmon, sardines, whatever, utilizing those fats over fucking all-American nut butter or oils, even. Bro, like I get utilizing oils in terms of like off season when food is so fucking high and you don't want to stick another avocado up your asshole, but like for crying out loud, like I don't think using oils during a contest prep is like the best source, because yes, it might be a good source of like, coconut oil, great for MCT, avocado, olive oil. Like yes, they have health benefits, but if we're doing like 1,300 calories, 1,100 calories, and you're just sniffing an almond to feel joy, like there's a problem here. So like for women especially, like don't be afraid to eat meat. Like it sounds so silly, but like don't be afraid to like get your paws into some eggs or red meat. Like it will benefit you greatly.
Yeah. And I feel like people have this like misconception that once prep starts, they have to start eating 99 1 ground turkey, scarfing down like the white dog poop from
Oh,
like
wait
Step
for it.
Brothers.
Wait for it.
Like you can do 93.7 and just not use all the oil in the world. Or like they switch their beef from 93.7 to that 96.4. And then they have digestive issues because
Hmm.
96.4, you can't get grass fed. So I don't know. I
Just
just
like wait. You know what I'm saying? Wait until you have to. But like that,
yeah,
so where to God? So, I mean, I did this. I did this, right? So I'm speaking harshly because I did this shit. But the week you start prep, zucchini, cauliflower, like for fuck's sake, like it's not that serious. Like it is
Then you were pregnant.
Oh my
yeah,
God. It's okay to be a little hungies, guys. It is okay. Like you signed
dude.
up for this, but the first week you get a calorie cut. Now is not the time to make zucchini oatmeal. Like now is not the time to be putting like
Shredded
cauliflower in
lettuce
your
on her
like and
thing.
you like your fluffer nuts. Like we don't need to be fluffer nuts. We don't need to do that, guys.
And
We
like
don't.
I've been there too. Like I did the same shit. I ate a ton of like asparagus. I ate a ton of shredded lettuce, ton of sugar-free Jello, but like, fuck off. Like, Jesus Christ, like, embrace the hunger, embrace the suck of it. Like, you need to be hungry to lose body fat. If you're sitting there like, oh, I'm hungry, so I'll just add a fucking bucket of shredded iceberg lettuce, like, you're fucking weak. Like, stop that. I hate that. And I used to do that. So that's why it pisses me off because I'm like, stop being like dumb Meg. Like, just
Yeah.
hungry, man.
Yeah, that's why we get so aggressive because it's not like we're yelling at like the audience. We're yelling at our past selves.
Yeah. We're pissed at ourselves.
It's like when you're in a dream and you're like trying to scream at like, your like you see yourself about to get like fucking attacked by a monster and you're like screaming, but it's like that. It's like fuck.
God. But it's so true. I see people complain about hunger left and right on prep and stuff, and I'm just like,
Good.
good.
Oh, speaking of, hold on. I saw Facebook post. Facebook post alert. This person went on a rant. Well, it wasn't I would say yes, it was a rant where it was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry if I haven't been texting you back. I'm 8 weeks out and I'm really, really tired. Like, don't talk to me at the gym." Like,
Shut the fuck up.
The
this man was like 180, like like a bigger bodybuilder, being like, "Oh, like I'm just not like returning people's calls. Like I'm suffering," and I'm like, you chose this, bitch. You chose this. Like fucking suffering. Like, yes, it is a form of suffering, but it is fucking self-induced. Like, don't post on Facebook for your mom to be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sweetheart. You're such a strong big teddy bear. Mommy loves you." Like, fuck off. Rant over. I'm sorry. I just had to get that out of my system. It was like a cancer. I just had to fucking
Dude,
get it out there.
I'll have to share something with y'all after this about that a little bit more specific, but I hate that. I hate that. You choose this. Nobody is holding a gun to your head saying you have to do that show in 8 weeks, motherfucker. Like,
Meg's like,
choose to do this. You choose this. So if you're being rude to your mom, she pushed you out of her vagina and you're mad because you don't have your carbs that day. Like, are you serious? Stupid. But like literally, I get it. Like, yes, work performance may decline a little bit, but you got to take accountability for your actions and how you show up. Like, I get it. Like, hunger, it's real. Like, it does change our mental, it changes our mood. We may have mood swings because our hormones are kind of tanked, especially if we're natural, for sure. Your hormones are tanked. But like, you can't be a dick and then say, "Oh, I'm so sorry about that, dude. Like, I'm 6 weeks out." Like, I don't care. Like, you're still a human. Still be nice.
I just couldn't
And
imagine like putting a sob story on Facebook. Like,
that's embarrassing.
poor you spending like 3,000 plus dollars to diet. Like, I'm sure fucking, starving kids down the street would love to just eat
Yeah.
like anything. And you're over there like with your tilapia and asparagus. I'm so
6 times a
hungry. I'm
day.
suffering. Me.
Dude,
Unreal.
this is the most privileged sport. If you can compete in bodybuilding, especially at a high level, you are privileged as fuck.
Mhm.
Like, there are people who cannot afford a nice gym membership. And there are some bodybuilders who just they do what they can with what they have. And we've talked about that before. You don't have to have the top dollar like gym clothes and the top dollar gym membership and everything to succeed at this. But still, the
That's
the food, the drugs, the labs, it adds up. So this is a lot of privilege, and you're
Mm.
choosing to spend your money this way. So for you to complain, oof,
Spend your money, but also spend your life.
life,
Like, that's
yeah,
how you are choosing. And it's like,
yeah,
own it. Be like,
yeah,
yeah, I'm hungry. It's a self like chose suffering, but I'm loving it. I'm privileged. I'm grateful. Like, show some goddamn gratuity, like some humility. Like, it's serious because it is a difficult state to endure, but it's not that serious. You know what
no,
I'm saying?
that's embarrassing. People who get on Facebook and rant about anything are just embarrassing, to be honest.
Gets my titties in an uproar. Mm, mm. Sorry, Laura. We had a rant. We had a
That's
rant.
no,
okay.
it's totally fine.
Was there anything else you wanted to talk about via, I don't know, because you had brought up that topic of like macros and stuff like that. kind of just bitch for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I just think people are well educated in that area of like how they can make it less miserable one way or the other to like kind of go about things. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you touched upon that.
Well, I mean, you also, I mean, the kind of like if it's your macros approach with prep, they do these things like adding in the cauliflower, the shredded lettuce, the sugar-free sauces and jellos and things as like a crutch for their hunger, but it's actually doing them a disservice because those things like the sweet, like sugar-free sauces and things that you're putting on, or the Mio flavoring, that you're putting in every single glass of water. I just found out Erica, I'm calling her out, that all of her water has Mio in it, and I just wanted to freaking, I wanted to strangle her, but she's good now. Love ya. But anyways, I digress. Those things are actually tricking your taste buds too. You're gonna crave more sugar because of them. You're
Mhm.
gonna crave these things that you can't have because you're trying to mask your hunger with these like artificial bullshit.
Mhm.
So stop that. And it's
Not
making you
only
look
that, but
plump.
it's
Yeah.
expensive too. Like it is
Oh.
expensive. Like I have saved so much money just going to Costco. I know you guys are fucking tired of me talking about Costco, but like I don't buy the sauces. I don't buy the cream of rice anymore. Like I just eat. The only thing that I can't get at Costco is beef liver and rice cakes. So I go to
Mhm.
two other stores to get my beef liver and my rice cake. But like Eric and I's credit card bill has been woo because I have not been on Amazon being a dick, and I've not been on other websites that sell cream of rice and sauces. And I was like, wow, fucking hell, man. And Eric's just over there, like, about to blow a gasket, being like, bitch, calm down. Love you. He's over there, like, fucking hate it. But yeah, dude, it was bad. Like, we looked at our credit card bill and I was like, really embarrassed because it was like, oh, I'm just buying this just to buy it, not because
Yeah.
like habitual, you know?
Hmm.
That.
I love it. I love it. Any other final thoughts before I ask my fun questions?
Get to it. Let's do it.
Fun
Okay.
questions.
So not including foreplay and snuggle time afterward, what is the ideal length of sex for you? Like the ideal length where you're like, Jesus Christ, like, let's wrap this shit up.
Shit. I mean, I can go on for quite some time. You know.
For me, it's like 2 or 3 solid positions. And then I'm like, once I'm like satisfied, if I have like 1 or 2 orgasms, I'm like, okay, I'm good. But if it's like going on for 30 minutes, and I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, okay.
I mean, if I get off and I'm satisfied, if my will gets off and he's satisfied, then we're good, But like, I don't know. Intimacy's good and healthy, so
For me,
fuck
it's
take
like
all
two
day.
two O's. It's two O's
2-0
in a
and
session.
done.
2 O's in a session, right? It's like, the first O is like, okay, and then we have that refractionary period, and it's like, okay, another.
Yeah.
But
Are we
like
counting intermissions, like little 5-minute intermissions as
the refractory period,
Oh,
like
okay.
in between O's, like yeah, we'll count in between O's. But like for me, it's like if it's like beyond like 25 minutes, at some point, I'm just like, like, come on now. Like it's time for me to get a meal in. Like, let's go.
Guys having conversations about like clients and stuff.
I
Oh
know.
my
It's like I hear my
God.
phone
So
going
how's the
off.
weather?
Like
Can you hold on one second?
it'd be like,
God.
this form video's trash.
Okay, I don't
Let me
have
fix a
that
meal
thought at all.
plan.
Damn.
Laura,
But
you need to
Your other
edit,
question.
bitch.
Oh, I'm pretty similar to you. I'm not. I need this to be an all day event at all.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's a sweet spot. Like I don't mind like having like multiple rounds, but it needs to be like spread out through that the day. I can't be like
Oh,
just
yeah.
like 2 hours of just oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, next
Can't say I
one.
haven't been there, but
Yeah,
I
man, you
do
have a very
enjoy
healthy sex
the
drive,
2 hour
so
thing.
I also want to shower like immediately. I can't help it. I do.
oh yeah. Yeah.
Continue it in the shower. Bang, bang, done.
Bro, shower sex for me is the worst sex.
I'm
Like,
just afraid I'm gonna bash my head off the fucking
Well,
side.
we have a tiny shower. We have a tiny
Yeah,
shower.
yeah. No.
But
Tiny.
sometimes shower time is just my time. to be honest. I like to just chill in
Sit and
there.
cry by myself.
Yeah.
I just like it has never been comfortable. And great, I don't know if it's like maybe a height issue or we don't have enough like apparatuses to like hold on to, we don't have like a handicap
Yeah.
shower where it's like I don't
Hey,
know.
yeah,
Like you know how people have like the footsie pad? Like we don't have footsie
Yeah.
pads on our tub, so it's just like, it's just a fucking like head gash waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying. Okay, next question that's not sexual related. If you see two bumper stickers on a car, what two bumper stickers are you seeing that you're like, I know everything I need to know about this person? And I'll give you an example first.
Baby on board.
What?
Baby on board and stick figure families. Fuck them.
Okay, yep, you got it. You got it. So you already know
Okay.
what type of person that is. You have the stick figure family, baby on board. You know they're driving a fucking like Plymouth minivan or whatever fuck. You're like,
Yep.
oh, this is a Karen straight up. For me, if I see like a Cummins sticker and then a Confederate flag, I know all I need to know about you.
Oh, Salt Life.
Salt
Fuck
life.
Salt Life. Fuck Salt Life. Fuck Baby on board. Fuck your stick figure family.
Yes. Meg, or not Meg, sorry. Laura, go.
Okay.
any type of like electoral related topic, like is a bumper sticker on their car.
Laura's
Yeah,
like, if you
you
have
know they get
Biden
on
Harris
Facebook.
2020, fuck you.
Any of it, I don't care what it is. It's just like doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
My favorite are like the really, really old ones. Like if I see a Bush and Reagan, I'm like, for me, it's Bush and Reagan, and then they have like little Jesus fish. I'm like, I know exactly who you are. I know exactly who
Same.
you are. I know your hairstyle. I know your fucking perfume, and I know that you're wearing fucking not pants and not shorts. Capris. I know you're wearing
Fruits.
capris.
Oh, cutouts. Cutouts. Aren't they called cutouts?
I was thinking of capris. It's like I know you're wearing
Oh,
like easy breezy pink caprizes.
yes.
Culottes is what you're trying to say.
Hoot-lot. What are
Culottes.
they called?
Hootenanny.
Hello.
I thought they were called cutouts. That's how it's spelled.
Culottes.
Culottes, whatever. Fucking Karen from Baptist
Took
Church.
me a minute. What is she talking about?
That's awesome. That's
That's good
awesome.
though. That was a good question.
Yeah, favorite time, and we already like did the poll earlier today, but still I got to know what is the best time to poop. I'll give you a first place and a second place, and then I want to know when is the worst time to poop.
Oof.
I see. I submitted my response already. I'm a double dipper.
I am too.
A double duder.
Double dipper.
Yeah, so it's like you have an AM poop and a pre-workout poop.
See, mine are close together this week because I get up at like 5 and by
Mine are
6
too.
at the gym. So
Yeah.
you get one at home, one at the gym, right after the pre-workout, and then you're ready. You're like lightened.
Dude, that was me this
There you
morning,
go.
like 6 a.m. and then I ate my pre-workout, so it was like 8:30, and it was like
Mhm.
two just soft.
At least it's the
Worse.
morning shit.
I
I
would
don't
say
know.
worse in the middle of the night. That's happened to me a couple times. Like you wake up from a dead sleep, like
Dude,
too much like a wait time.
I didn't even consider that. I was thinking like after the shower, and then it's like,
I was gonna say
it's
after
like
the
hot.
shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but a midnight poop?
Ooh.
Oh,
I
that would
know a worse
suck.
one. When you're at the pool and you need to take your wet bathing suit
Oh,
off.
and it
Shit.
smells different too. It's not a good
That
smell
ain't it.
too.
No.
While we are on this topic, I need to share this for any of our female listeners and you guys as well. Never go fucking swimming with a tampon in. Do not do it.
Oh my
I
God.
saw this story
I
of
haven't
a
had a period in
girl.
so long. Explain.
Well,
Meg's like,
listen,
I'm barren. Don't worry about it.
she went swimming in a lake, and somehow because she had a tampon in, the
Oh,
bacteria
fuck.
from the lake got
On her
into her
coochie.
body. And then she ended up getting like toxic shock and sepsis from it and almost died because her
Fuck.
organs were shutting down from getting that. So don't fucking go swimming with a tampon in. Don't do it.
All right.
I thought that
Heard
was
it
gonna go in a
here.
different direction, like a
No.
piranha, like got up her cootie or whatever. I
So
was
she
like,
legit was in the hospital, almost died
Holy
until they
shit.
figured out what was happening.
Holy shit.
Don't do
Well,
it.
Laura, why do you have like you have fucking bear worms and then you have
I
fucking
know. Where are
sepsis
these
pussy? Like, what is
stories?
I'm just
wrong with
looking
you?
out for everybody.
Laura,
Fuck.
right now, show me your fucking Google history.
I
Like,
know.
I
I
need
need
to
to know.
audit you. I need to see what is so wrong with you where you're like, bear worms, sepsis pussy. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's when she wakes up to take a shit in the middle of the night.
I know in the
She's
middle of the
the
night, she's like, what
toilet. Like,
disgusting shit can I find while I'm taking my midnight poop?
The bear worms, honestly, was I had done a GI map. and I thought I had worms. So Josh all of a sudden is like, you gotta see this. This may happen to you. And then is showing me the bear.
That's so scary. What if you
Oh,
actually thought,
so
God, dude.
it wasn't funny at the time. At that point, I was freaking out that something was living within my body.
Oh my God.
well, if you're new here, and you missed that episode of bear worms, just type into Google bear worms.
Or, don't.
Might as well search blue waffle again too, just
You
for
might
all
as
the
well.
PTSD.
Dude, okay, hold on. While we're on waffles, waffles lost
One.
French
Oh,
toast.
You know what the problem was with that is you didn't specify the type of waffle. Because if you tell me an Eggo waffle, I'm like, all right. But if you said
I
a Belgian
shouldn't have to
waffle,
fucking
hold up. No, no,
specify.
no. If you told me it was a Belgian waffle with like strawberries and this and that, like I would have picked that first, obviously.
no. No, waffle has the
Waffles.
crevices that
It's
you put
got the
the
nooks and the
fucking,
crannies.
yeah, for
Thank you.
the fucking butter holes and the maple syrup holes.
Meg's
You
like,
do
it's got
both?
butter holes.
Butter holes.
But seriously though,
French
you have
toast.
more surface area. That is why waffles are superior to pancakes. They
Yes.
have more
Yes.
area. So it goes waffles, pancakes, then like a good like challah bread French toast, and then like if you like crepes, get the fuck out of here. You get
Crepes,
out of
dude.
America. Out of America.
Fuck off with
Go.
I've
crepes.
never,
Bad.
never had a
Yeah, I'm
crepe.
pretty sure Will likes crepes.
Isn't crepe basically a pancake, only it's thinner?
It's like an
A
anorexic
thin,
pancake. Yeah, it's like
yeah, it's an
Eric
anemic
just told me that
pancake.
crepes have more surface area, but Eric's like,
Well, yeah, because they're
That's
flatter.
true. I mean, he is this, yeah, he's smart.
Eric, you're under 200 pounds. You don't have a voice here.
Waffles all day.
Waffles.
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 Waffles
Superior.
are so good.
So good.
And I'm sorry, chicken and waffles, you don't hear chicken and French toast and chicken and pancakes and chicken and crepes.
Is chicken and waffles as good as the people make it out to be?
I don't know, I never eaten it. But I'm just
Eric,
saying
that is
it's more
Eric's
diverse.
favorite, one of his favorite dishes is chicken and waffles. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I
Dang.
would be more inclined to want to make a like egg and bacon or turkey bacon sandwich with waffles.
Oh yeah, same. I'd stick to the breakfast foods.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't like fried chicken. So
I mean, if you're gonna like have like a fat day, like you want the fried chicken and waffles. Like that's just like something that you need to do. But I digress. Those are my two questions. Do you guys have any two fun questions?
I'm out of it today.
I wish I planned better.
I know. But I think we nailed it. We got some good ones in today. Had a couple rants. Yep.
Talked about butter holes.
Butter holes and shit again.
Educational content.
We didn't bring up tits, which is really crazy. We
No, I
usually
said
reference
I
tits.
did say I got my tits in an uproar. I did say that
Oh,
earlier.
you did. You said tits.
Mhm.
All right.